Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Small School AD on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll be right back with today's Small School Athletic Director, but as always, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Now, you've heard me say before, these are all companies that I used as an athletic director. They're all great companies. I trust them. I want you to trust them too. So take the next couple of minutes. Don't hit that fast forward button. Take a listen to our shout outs, then listen to our interview, and then go and visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. Here we go. We want to say thanks to Hometown Ticketing for their support. Hometown is the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. I don't think I need to say anything more. Go to hometownticketing.com for more information. Let their team get you set up to sell your tickets online. We also want to say thanks to our good friends at Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school record boards for all the teams, for all the sports, or to show off your school's Hall of Fame, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. Take a look at their interactive touch screen. That's right, touch screen video consoles. It's also a great way to share your school's unique history and your proudest moments. The website is vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to say thanks to our friends at Huddle. You heard me say before, I used Huddle as a football coach for years, but when I became an athletic director, I made sure that our school was a Huddle school, and our coaches just loved the tools that Huddle provided. Our kids loved the videos, and our parents loved the streaming, but there is so much more. Go to huddle.com, join the 8 million users. Turn your school into a Huddle school. We'd like to thank Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. Now, I didn't get my master's from Ohio University, but my assistant athletic director did, and it was a tremendous experience. It's very affordable. It's just 20 months, totally online. And while he was earning his master's, he also was able to complete 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge. It's ohio.edu/info/MAA, the Ohio University Online Master's Degree. We'd like to say thank you to Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com. Schedule a live web demo to see their score tables and their scoreboards in action. Probably one of the best purchases I ever made was our Sideline Interactive indoor score table. That website is sidelineinteractive.com. We want to thank Home Campus for their support. Home Campus is a platform that you're going to use every single day. Things like scheduling, rosters, communication. How about student athlete eligibility and clearance? Who doesn't do that every day? Home Campus does all of these things and more. It does them better and it does them faster. To get signed up, just go to homecampus.com. That's it, homecampus.com. We want to say thank you to Snap Raise. Have you ever spent weeks and weeks with a fundraiser and been disappointed in the results? Those days are gone. Go to snapraise.com. It's hands down the best online fundraiser out there. We used it at our school with great success because it works. Go to snapraise.com. You can check out their other great platforms. But if you're looking for a fundraiser, you found it. Go to snapraise.com. We also want to say thank you to Gipper. Your students are on social media, and if they're not seeing content that celebrates their accomplishments and promotes your program, you're missing out on a great opportunity. Go to Gipper.com. Their team will have you creating world-class content in seconds, and it's so easy, even I can do it. The website is Gipper.com. And we also want to say thank you to Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. Now, athletic directors already get feedback, but usually it's from a very small group that all they want to do is complain. Athletic surveys will connect you to that group, but they're also going to connect you to the 98% of your stakeholders that support your program. And that information is incredibly valuable, especially when you're visiting with a frustrated parent or maybe your principal or even your school board. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create a custom survey that lets you take the pulse of everybody in your program. That's athleticsurveys.com. Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Small School AD on the Educational AD Podcast. If you're a new listener, this is a weekly series we've been doing where we focus on small school administrators. And our definition of a small school is maybe 300 or so in the upper 4 grades. Some of these are rural schools, some of these are urban settings, but we always say that athletic directors wear a lot of hats, and that's nowhere more true in a small school. Our guest today is Tiffiny Pippins. She has a tremendous background in athletics and administration. She is currently the director at the Elite Scholars Academy. That's in Jonesboro, Georgia. Tiffiny, welcome to Small School AD.
Hello, and thank you for having me. As you all know, as I was just introduced, my name is Tiffiny Pippins, and I'm the athletic director at the Elite Scholars Academy. Here at Elite Scholars, we are composed of approximately 408 high school students. And being that we are an academy, I have the privilege of being also the AD for middle school students as well, which is approximately 348 students. So totally, we have roughly 700, maybe 52 students enrolled here at the school. In our county, we have 12 high schools, and of the 12 high schools, 11 have sports, and I am at the high school with the smallest number of students enrolled in the school. Here also, we are a magnet school, so our population is a little diverse. We consist of students from within Clayton County Public School District in Jonesboro, Georgia, and our school focus is college preparatory and Cambridge. So we have a lot of scholar athletes here at Elite Scholars, but we here focus on being committed to the E in our athletic program, and that is education, leadership, integrity, tenacity, and excellence. So in everything we do, we strive to be excellent in athletics and academics. One thing that I would like to share from a small school athletic director perspective is I tell all small school ADs and even big school ADs, having been an AD in a larger school as well, remember to always think big, 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 no matter the number. Be in the big, I would say, believe in your program. The sky is the limit. Don't allow the size of your school dictate what you do or what you seek to accomplish in your school. Also, when I think about the I in big, I say be impactful. Make sure your athletic programs are impactful and that you have a strong impression on your community in which you live. And when I think the G in the big, I say be genuine, authentic. Even in your thinking big, know what you can do as a small school. So don't let your numbers stop you from going places, but don't try to make a goal that is unrealistic with the number of kids that you have. So if you think big, you will tend to be successful and have boldness. I found a quote one time that says, everything matters requires boldness. So in your thinking big, if you are bold at what you do, you will matter and you will make a difference as a small school AD.
Well, I don't know if you saw me, I was taking notes throughout that whole time. Having spent a lot of my career at private schools, independent schools in Florida that were just like your school, academically based, it really puts an onus on hiring coaches that know how to and embrace, teaching skills, teaching leadership, et cetera, as opposed to just somebody going out and trying to recruit kids like a college coach. What's something that you look for when you're doing that interview with a potential coach that is really important for you?
First and foremost, I always take this from my administrator. He always says, well, we are an academic school that happens to have athletics. That's how he liked to preview everything in our discussion. So I make sure that the people know that academics over here truly trumps everything. So when you come in with your mindset, especially when I get coaches who coached at very large competitive schools, I have to let them know that, hey, the kid's going to give you all you got, but know that the competitive level might not be as great because their focus here is academic.
Now, how is your school set up for, I guess my word, admissions? Do people apply to come to the Elite Scholars Academy? Is it a lottery, like say some charter schools? How does it work for you?
So the students who seek out, because we have a couple kids that are out of county, of course, they pay and still apply, but they apply directly through our magnet program through the county. And then they have to meet certain academic criteria. And then they're entered into a lottery and their name is drawn after meeting those academic criteria.
What have you seen since you've been at the school? You mentioned you've been there for 3 years now. Um, when you first came, what was something that, there's that expression, you don't know what you don't know, coming in new to a school. What was something that you found out you didn't know about Elite Scholars, but you thought was really cool and you were really glad that you found out?
Well, my students here are my scholar athletes. They will give you all that they have. And that is what brought me to the think big, because I don't even think they recognize the owners that we are a small school, because they like to compete and they feel that being this magnet school, they're often looked upon as being the academic kids or the nerd kids. So they like to show what they got and they don't want to set limitations on themselves. So I think the biggest thing is how their competitive nature that they have. And they will give you everything that they got, like to the point, like my first day here, I'm on the track and I'm watching the kid and he's going, but he don't run the whole lap. He makes it only halfway and he walked the rest. But he gets over there to me. He said, "You know what, coach?" And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "I'm going to run that whole lap the next time." And I'm like, "Okay." So we get at the track meet and he ran the whole lap and the kids just cheering. And I'm like, "But we in last." And I was like, "So, why y'all cheering?" They was like, "But he ran the whole lap, coach, so he meant to go." So they are really academically driven, but trying to do their best with sports. I always say my students gonna know the direct amount of force that is taken to shoot the basketball and at what angle that it needs to go.
But that is just so cool to hear. As you were talking about the think big, it takes me back to a book. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's a great book. It's called "Make the Big Time Where You Are" by Frosty Westring. He was a very successful small college coach. Make the big time where you are. Same themes that you just shared about, making your kids feel like they're at the big time. Um, Having coached at an academic based school for many, many years and been the AD at a couple of pretty successful ones, going to give you a chance to give one or more of your programs a shout out. We're always building, we're always trying to get better, but what's a couple of your programs that you've already seen? And again, these are my words, that championship success.
Well, at our school, volleyball is our driving program here. So our varsity volleyball team they win the county and they have made several runs at state. So I'm really proud of them and I'm looking for them to do big things this year. Last year, we had a swimmer, because it's hard, that made it to state as a freshman in the 50 free. So he placed uh 14th in the race. However, he was first in his freshman class. So we're looking for that young athlete also to make some great strides. Like, we'll win county, but this year we're focusing and pushing to win some state championships.
Oh, wow, that's exciting. That's so cool. And for those kids, that's got to be exciting for them to bring that type of success back to the program. Tiffiny, if one of our listeners wanted to reach out and pick your brain a little bit, find out more about how you do things at the Elite Scholars Academy, or just add you to their network, what's the best way that they can get a hold of you?
Well, they can reach me at my email at Tiffiny, Tiffiny.Pippins, Pippins. And no, I'm not related to Scotty, at claytoncounty.k12.ga.us. So again, it's Tiffiny with an I dot Pippins at clayton.k12.ga.us. Or you can always look up Elite Scholars Academy, call that number, and press extension 7.
Okay. I bet you could get out on the court and ball like Scotty, though. You still got game, don't you?
I really think I do, but this left knee of mine say sit back down.
Boy, I know exactly what you mean. Tiffiny, thanks so much for sharing with our listeners today. All the best as you move forward with the fall sports season in the school year, and hopefully we'll see you down in Austin, Texas, at the national conference this year.
You will.
All right, absolutely. Hey, for our listeners, we want to say thanks to you and remind you that we upload the Zoom recordings of all of our interviews to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We do this segment every single week, and just about every day we try to share stories and best practices. So hopefully we'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast. Thanks for listening. Boy, that was a fun one. Make sure you reach out to Tiffiny Pippins, the Elite Scholars Academy, Jonesboro, Georgia. We also want you to reach out to our sponsors. You've heard me say it just about every episode. These are companies that I used as an athletic director. They're all great companies. They're going to make your life a lot easier. Make sure you connect with them, see what they can do for you. Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards, probably one of the best purchases I ever made. Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. Gipper, they're going to turn you into a world-class social media marketer for your athletic program. Go to Gipper.com. Home Campus, you've heard me say it. It's a platform you'll use every single day. Go to homecampus.com. Snap Raise, hands down, the best online fundraiser out there. Go to snapraise.com. Huddle, as a football coach, I used it. As an athletic director, we were a Huddle school. Go to huddle.com for more information. Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you're looking for a really cool way for displaying your school record boards or your Hall of Fame, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. The Ohio University Online Masters. If you have anybody that's looking for their master's degree in athletic administration, strongly recommend they check out the Ohio University Online Masters. And finally, Hometown Ticketing. Go to hometownticketing.com. Thanks again for listening to this episode of Small School AD. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast.